Okay, yes, we have begun. So welcome to the meeting here. It's all about discover how to master your mind and harness its full creative potential. So this will be an introduction on how you can reclaim your power and how you can start working from a place of knowing instead of trying, and also coming from a place of having something instead of trying to make it into something. So yeah. Just going to share my screen. You can probably already see it. And I want to play this as a slideshow. There we go. Okay, so we want to make the mind work for us. Let's jump into it. What you can see here first up is I'm going to use a drawing pen. So have a look at the screen here. Let's see my drawing pen. I want that one there. Let's see how that works in red. So here we go. This is the mental health map. It's I asked myself a question once sitting down, just noticing what's going on and paying attention to what's really going on. And what I discovered is that right here, right now, there's something that is aware. I am aware. And that awareness is completely restful. It's not moving. It's not going anywhere. I am here. So I discovered that. This is what that indicates. I noticed that there is a creative force. Something is alive without me doing anything, without me trying to, or thinking anything, or knowing anything. There's something here that's just alive, right? And then I discovered I have a choice for what to focus my attention, which comes from awareness, what I want to focus it on, right? So these two, they go on all the time. And my choice is what to focus on with it. So that's what I can choose. If I don't choose anything, everything still happens going on, but we'll jump more into that. But basically, right now, you can check in with yourself. You're here. You know you're here. What is here? You'd probably say, well, the body is here, and it is, but also something is aware of the body. And that's what I call awareness. And you can probably also feel your heart beating. The breath is flowing without you doing anything for it. That's what I call the creative force. There's an intelligence behind how much the heart beats, how your breath is flowing, and there's a balance to it. So that's the intelligence you can couple into. But that's basically what's going on now. This picture over here, taken on Malta some years ago, looking different now. You know, the body changes all the time. But the joy and the happiness that the picture shines through still is mine to have. And be. Okay, so let's see if I can remove again, clear. There we go. Okay. Let's take the next. That's a little bit here. Bear with me here. It's just, they make some changes sometimes to all these tools. There we go. So next slide here, the mind, your most powerful tool. So what is mind, right? So mind is basically a supercomputer, if you want to look at it like that. It's the television or the screen on which you can project anything you want to see more of. And you're consciously or unconsciously doing that all the time. It's happening all the time. So we say that the mind can create anything you imagine, right? So with a focus, and right now you should be focused on the screen here, my voice, and everything else completely relaxed so you can take in whatever it is that is being given to you, what you focus on. With focus and imagination, anything you put that focus on becomes a physical experience. So if you imagine yourself being wealthy, healthy, having a good time, as you play that scene for yourself in your mind, in your imagination, that will start to become a physical experience. And you can test it out right now. Just imagine yourself sitting, calm place, on a beach, wind in your hair, the sun is shining. Take a long, deep breath in And just enjoy the scenery here. The ocean, blue sky, the sun. Notice how quickly your physical experience changes. Okay, so that's a little bit about the mind and how powerful it is, what you put in mind. But what happens when the mind seems to work against us? Okay, so let's have a look at the pictures here just to give you some ideas. Where's my, oh, go back. The tools, there. Okay, so let's, it's teasing me a little bit. There we go. There we go. Yay, I can draw. So this over here symbolizes the mind when it works for you, right? You see the magic, you see the entire universe, you see everything coming together for what it is you want to create, right? You have that power within you as you are. But over here, oh, over here, you see when the mind is working against you. It's like all these ideas you don't want to have, doesn't make any sense. Everything is just a mess, right? So what can we do about it? How to handle when the mind is working against us? And how to handle it if the computer is working against us? Just a second here. It's like my mouse just disappears. Huh. That's the new. Okay, clear the drawings. There we go. Okay, so why doesn't mind always work for us? Well, it always works for whatever it is you believe yourself to be, right? So whatever it is you have of your self-concept, right? It will always work for that. So it always worked for us, but you might have adopted a self-concept that is not truly yours, that is not authentic. So the mind is a double-edged sword, right? It will just produce whatever it is you tell it to, consciously or unconsciously, okay? And it's double-edged because if you believe something bad will happen and you are afraid, it will start to create that scenery. It will start to create that experience for you until you shift your attention. So to harness the mind, we need to understand it, okay? So mind is working 24/7. There's always something it's working for, okay? So what we pay attention to and tell ourselves and believe to be true, the mind is ongoingly creating that experience on multiple levels: physical, mental, emotional, in your relationship, your career. Everything is from the mind. So that's what we call the mindset, right? And in order to harness the mind to work for us, we need to consciously put into the mind that which we want it to work for. And so how do we do that? Well, first to understand that imagination, feelings, concepts, and identities are all products of the mind, right? So all this that is in your experience is produced by mind. I'll say that again. All you're experiencing right now, including this screen you're looking at, including what it is that I've shown you here on the screen, is a product of the mind. I saw an image, I put it on the screen, I took action. I saw an idea of presenting these information and this understanding to you, and this is what's going on here. So it says here, the mind only sees, the eye, which is the body's eye, only sees what the mind is prepared to comprehend. Okay, so you won't have experiences that you're not ready for yet. It will simply not open up for itself, okay? That's the first thing. And so how can we open up the mind? We'll get into that. Today's society, this is this guy. He has what I call information overload. So right now, most people have so much information, they're not really taking action on what is beneficial for them. They just don't know where to start, okay? So, I should do this, I should do that. Or they're thinking about doing something instead of working with the mind as they are supposed to. So this creates this overwhelmed feeling of not being ready or something is not right yet. but without the clarity of what action to take here and now. And so over here, the dragon, you see there's a lady here and she's embracing, the photo is supposed to embrace her energies, embrace herself as the creator and as the one who can put forth that which she wants and having the mind working for her. And I find it quite interesting to illustrate it like this, the mind being this dragon, right? Because as I said, the mind is a double-edged sword. So sometimes the dragon works for us and bring us that which we have asked it for. Sometimes it brings something it seems like we didn't ask for, but you actually did. And I'll let you know here a little bit about how you can increase that awareness. But why doesn't mind always work for us? Because you're unconsciously telling your mind to do something you don't want it to, or you're unconsciously holding a self-concept, ideas about yourself, which are not true and therefore will experience, and which they are not true, that will feel bad, that will feel like not what you really want to see more of. So, boom, there we go. The challenge of identification. So why we struggle with the mind. So let's first dive into the struggle here. So as we grow up as a human being, body is small, learning to use the tool here to communicate. First thing we need to communicate very clearly is need some food, right? So produce some sound that will make the one who can give us food, give us the food, okay? So the body, we need to learn how to manage that one and communicate with it. So why do we struggle with the mind? And as we grow up, we are being told things. So ideas about what we are, who we are, what we can and what we cannot do is being told to us. Okay, so as we have some of our experiences and we can falsely make conclusions about those experiences, about what's possible and what's not possible. So that's why you struggle with the mind, because the heart of being, you know who you are, anything is possible for you as you are, okay? So that is kept safe, okay? So something within kind of have a feeling of what's supposed to be experienced here and now, but as you're being told something else, and you believe that, that will be what you experience instead. So we struggle with mind because of identifying with roles and fears and concepts, right? That are not true to us. And as we identify with roles or fears and concepts, which are not original, when the mind starts to produce those, you are actually telling the mind, hey, that's what we're supposed to protect. That's what we're supposed to keep safe. That's what we need to maintain. So the mind will do that. And this is mind, right? So the mind starts to have a power over us as the awareness, the life energy that is free, that can produce anything we like. So it seems like. So by identifying with yourself as, I have to do this in order to be that. I have to these things in order to make my living going, and whatever it is you believe, that will give the mind the power instead of you having it. The next thing here is the reaction to thoughts and maintaining this illusion of control. So as you're unaware of, you are the one producing the thoughts and what is producing thoughts, right? And we'll get into that a little bit afterwards. But what is really producing thoughts is the energy, the frequency and state of mind that you're in right now. So let's say you believe that it's difficult to earn money. Let's say you believe that because in your experience that you've had that experience, so therefore it must be true, right? So you believe it's hard to earn money. Well, every thought about money will be kind of a struggle then, because the mind will maintain that self-belief. And you'll react to the thoughts like, oh, there's not enough money. And you will react to that thought and you'll try to get the money in some way or another. And because you're coming from a root cause of belief that you're not having enough, you'll maintain that self-identification. So it seems like the thoughts will have power Also, just when you're sitting and some thoughts will come up, right? When you're relaxing and some thoughts will come up, and you are unconsciously entertaining the thought. You see? And as you do that, you think the thought has a power. It takes your power away. And you might even say the identity, the role, I cannot control my thoughts. Okay? So therefore, that's why you would struggle with mind. You have claimed a role for yourself that mind seems like something that's just randomly going on and thoughts are just coming, and you're unaware of how you are relating with your mind, your relationship to the mind. So it seems like the mind is telling you what to say and not the opposite way around. When we judge things, this is the picture in the middle. When we judge something, that judgment is always made upon ourselves because it comes from a place of perspective within, an idea in mind of what is correct and what is not correct. Okay, so let's go a little bit more slow here. So what is going on is the mind seems to have power whenever we identify with something that is not awareness and not the creative force and not consciousness. So whatever role, let's say you think you are the body, I am the body, well, then your mind will work as if you are the body, and you have to keep that one going in order to be okay. And if it's sick, then you judge yourself as sick and you have to fix it, right? And we'll get more into that. But right now, it might seem a little bit off. Well, if I experience the body as sick, I am sick. Well, I am is not the body. And we'll jump into that, because if you want to reclaim your power, you need to see that you're not your mind and you're not the body. Okay? And you also need to see how you can actually make the mind work for you. So step number 1 is to observe without reaction. So this is what I call meditation. So the practice is observation is key. So you want to start introducing the habit of not engaging with your thoughts. One way is to sit down, relax the body, and just allow yourself to simply be here. And as you allow yourself to be here, the body relaxes, the mind will start to show itself in thought form. Thoughts, feelings, and concepts will show up. And as they show up, you don't touch it. You can see they're coming, but you're not following it. A way to look at this is like you're sitting and you're looking at the sky. There comes a bird. A bird is a thought here. There comes a bird. And you see the bird, but you're not focusing in on it. You just see it is there and it vanishes again. You're not following it. You're not trying to see where it goes or what it is or what kind of bird it is. You just maintain your awareness. You're seeing the sky, right? And we can't focus on any point of the sky because there's no points in the sky. Same thing with awareness, the one that observes, I am. There's no point in it. I can't say here it starts, here it ends. It's just there. It's here. Okay. So you want to start training that habit and skill to simply watch your thoughts. Take a step back, watching what's going on. And in the beginning, it will seem like the mind has power, but it's just old habit. And with time, with practice, you'll see, oh, it has less and less power. The thoughts has less and less power to drag your attention away. And this practice, often called meditation, there's a misspelling here, focuses attention on the present awareness. So you can always do it here and now. In fact, it's not really a doing, it's simply just a way of being here. But it seems like you're doing something, but actually you stop doing the habitual engagement with mind and thoughts and feelings. And instead of being reactive to them and your environment, you take a time, simply sit, simply be. Don't have any expectations on how it will affect you. Don't have any expectations of how it will improve and how everything will go. Just start that practice. So that's the first step in order to reclaim your power over the mind. As you begin this practice, you will start to discover your true self. So not the identity as the society knows me, as Brian Jacobson, have an age, born this time, doing these things and so forth. That's not my authentic self. That's just an expression that is brought here. And that expression changes over time, right? So what is my true self? I use the word awareness. I am aware. I'm always aware. It doesn't change. It doesn't have any other quality than awareness always had, which is calm, still, present. And as I focus my attention with awareness of simply being as I am, I focus my attention as I am. This sensation I am. And you will notice I am is so powerful, even the body, even the mind will start to rest with it, with me, okay? As I am. Pay attention to that. See if that's also in your experience possible. So you are awareness. It's just a word for now, but you can recognize it. It has no form. It's very still, always here and now. So it's beyond the mind. And you'll notice you are the life force behind all experiences. This awareness, this consciousness without form is actually what gives energy and life to whatever it is you hold in mind. But right now it's just words. I want you to have that experience for yourself. From the space, the mind becomes your tool, not your master. So as you reclaim your throne, recognize the kingdom within, which is formless. From here, you are the one giving the orders to mind, to body, and a lot of other stuff. But it comes from a place of being, a place of rest, and not a fearful reaction. I have to change something to be okay. It has to be when the world is okay, then I can be okay. This is the opposite way of thinking. When you want to be mastering your mind and reclaim your power, you have to come from a place and seeing that all is okay already, and you can bring that to mind, that to body, and into the world. Okay. Use the mind creatively. Turn the mind into your ally. So once the mind rests with you, as you are, I am, it becomes a creative partner. So actually you can start choosing your feelings, start choosing the scenarios you want to experience more of. And there's methods to train that, okay? I recommend wholeheartedly to train with someone who has these experiences before. It will save you a lot of time, a lot of struggles, a lot of pitfalls that can have, because mind is very persuasive. It seems real. This world, the physical world, seems real, right? It really does. So use the mind creatively. Explore and shape exciting ideas to bring into the play of consciousness. So that's the possibility when mind starts to rest with you as you are. And as you have seen that power, you can start playing, bring to life that which you want to see more of. Okay, so reclaim your power of the mind. Short introduction to it, a little bit of spiciness here and there. Your journey to mastery starts here, always here now. So there's a little notes here. So detach from old mindsets and reconnect with awareness. That's the practice of meditation, as I see it. Start to experience deep rest, gratitude, and joy of just being here. not getting everything that you think you want, not changing life and circumstances into what it is that you truly believe is needed, just of being here. Just the magic of seeing I am here, life is flowing, and everything just goes by itself. Start to recognize that. That's the meditative practice. So here, different practices to begin. So in order to turn your attention away from mind, back to I am, the awareness, that which is always here. The breath is a great tool. I learned the breath method from the Buddha. The Buddha then mentioned just pay attention. And I don't know if you can see the video here. Where's my... Huh, the mouse is just gone. It's interesting. Oh, okay. If you can see my video. Otherwise, just imagine just under the nose and your lip. Here you can actually feel your breath. Especially if you consciously breathe in and breathe out. Now that's a little bit more forced, and I want you to allow, during your noticing the breath, to simply relax and let the breath flow by itself. And you can do it after the presentation here. But that's one way, and that will calm the mind and the body system down, so much so that you start to recognize that feeling of I'm here, I'm present, and exploring and deepening your attention with that I am. The next thing is intense breath work, followed by silent observation. So the breath of fire is a fast movement in and out of the nose. And then a quick hold of the breath and relax. And just allow again the breath to flow. Now, why is it needed to make this intense breath work? Well, if you have accumulated a lot of stress over time in the body, and the body is the memory tool, we need to match that stress with the breath consciously, and then consciously letting go again. So you'll see you do actually have that power, and it was actually you who created that stress in the first place. And then you can let go of it. And that will help you to bring back your attention to the silent observation. That's number 2 method. And the method that I use is a mix of all three here. So sometimes I simply just sit the body down, relax, close my eyes, because what the eyes see is always of mind, and just silently sitting and noticing. And if I still feel that strong pull to thoughts or ideas or feelings, I use that intense breath work for a certain amount of time, letting it go, relax, and then come back to simply sitting and noticing. And there are more advanced methods, but these are simple and you can start practicing them. That will help you to reclaim the power of the mind, and you'll see effective ways of doing so. This is just the beginning of it, and there are a lot more methods to apply, but these are the beginning of it. Um, hmm. So there we go. So here's why I suggest a guide and a mentor. So there's some picture there. I love mountains. And just like a mountain, climbing a mountain for the first time, if you don't know the path up there, it seems like pretty easy. You can look up there, you can see, you can understand that you need to walk up or you have to do something to reach the top and experience that calm, peaceful place. But it's not as easy as things seem. Sometimes there can be the weather change, which is mind coming and attacking the old identities. Uh, it can be fears showing up and you don't know how to handle the fears yet. And so why I suggest a guide and a mentor is you can save a lot of time to get a quicker feedback loop and not getting stuck or entangled in old mind, old fears, etc. So we all have the ability. We all have the ability to let go of what no longer serves us. We all have that. And for some, it takes years of practice to letting go, to notice what's real. For some, it takes shorter time. In my experience, the one who takes a mentor, the one who takes a guide, who consciously have gone through these steps before, uh, much quicker start to implement ways that is working for them. Recognizing awareness and breaking free from the mind's influence is vital, right? So let not mind control anything. That's vital. And always see that you're telling mind, you are giving mind the orders. So start to come from a place where that's possible. The I am, the awareness, that sensation, knowing here and now, the I am, is a way that works for me at least. Old mindsets are convincing and hard to recognize without support. So it's very difficult to be absolutely honest with yourself of what's going on and not believing that inner dialogue that you have been listening to for years and years of end, right? You have been convincing yourself over and over and over again that this is the way it works. That's how it is. I'm not supposed to feel any better. And now you start to maybe notice a little call that, hey, maybe I am, maybe it's possible. Or you got inspired by someone, this talk here, that, hey, maybe it's possible actually to experience and have the dreams that I intuitively know is possible, but haven't yet realized. And the old mindsets, they will come up. They seem very convincing. You start out your journey and then you'll experience something that seems like in opposition of what it is you want. And you stop your track and you get back to your old ways. And so, yeah, seems like mind wins. So yeah, a guide provides clear feedback loops and accelerates the transformation. So that's why I recommend you to, yeah, stop just trying out things you're not clear about, or trying out, well, how did that work? Or get absolutely clear of what it is you want. Find a guide for it, find a mentor. But of course, you're welcome to step on your own. And I didn't do that exactly. I tried that, failed. Then I found some mentors along the way, the Buddha, Jesus. I found learning strategies. I found some meditation guides, a yoga guide. And I learn from everyone now. Everyone is my guide. But I built the structure, a way that really accelerates that process. So instead of 5, 10 years, which has taken me to really start to master these things, some of the participants that I have in my course, they do it within months. Just within months, even from the first get-go of the first 2 or 3 weeks, they start to experience a change. And as the feedback loop increases, that change accelerates. Okay, so I recommend it, but it's not needed. And yeah, so that'll be the presentation for now. And hope you enjoyed it. Hope you got a little bit into how to reclaim your power. Definitely observation is key. Becoming aware of what's actually going on here now for you is crucial, right? What brought you here? Why are you listening to this talk? Why didn't you choose something else? What is it that it's important? What do you expect to get more of as you listened here? So yeah. I'm just pressing buttons here. Resume screen sharing, stop share. Oh, that will be me on here. Okay. Thank you for listening here. Hope you gained something from it. Got a little bit curious and motivated. If you want to hear more of these things, stay in the group, share what it is going on for you, and you can ask questions as you like in the group, and I'll see my best to, in the next video or so, answer these questions. And you can also jump on the call. This was a live call, so it's possible to jump these live calls. Yep. Okay, well, that'll be it for now. Have a wonderful day. Have a great time. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Take care. There we go.